this is what was really helpful for me. What part of my body do I want to work on first? And I know we're supposed to do the whole body, blah, 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 blah. But for right now, what part of your body do you want to work on? What part do you want to be the focus? And then find an exercise routine that mimics that focus. Ever feel like you're in a constant competition between your career and your husband's patience? Your kids think you work too hard, but hey, you're doing it all for them, right? The struggle is real, and I've been there too. Moments of feeling like a crappy mom and wife because once again, your kids had breakfast on their way to school, and you've got more important things on your plate than cooking and cleaning. Hey there, working moms who are juggling a million things and still wondering if you're doing it right. I'm Veronica Cisneros, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, a mama of 3, and married for 24 years. Welcome to the Empowered and Unapologetic podcast, where we dive deep into the messy, chaotic, and sometimes hilarious world of mastering motherhood, marriage, and business. I get it. Balancing it all was never the goal, but here we are, trying anyway. I'm here to share my journey and guide you through yours. No more apologies for being driven, and definitely no compromises on your dreams. Together, we'll navigate the challenges of being a powerhouse in both business and family life. Join me as we tackle the uncomfortable conversations from being the breadwinner to changing the rules of what a marriage looks like. Let's figure out how to parent in a working parent household without the constant arguments or guilt. I'm Veronica Cisneros, and this is Empowered and Unapologetic, where we embrace the chaos, challenge the norms, and strive to live life on our own terms. Get ready for some real talk, actionable tips, and a few laughs along the way. Hey ladies, welcome to the Empowered and Unapologetic podcast. I'm your host, Veronica Cisneros, a licensed marriage and family therapist. In today's episode, we're tackling a topic that hits home for many women: body image and the pressure to have the perfect summer body. We'll dive into why we care so much what others think, the common struggles with self-care and fitness, and actionable steps to embrace your body and prioritize your health. So first things first, body image. When's the last time you looked at your reflection after getting out of the shower and said, "Hey, sexy mama"? For the most of us, it's probably never, or last year, 5 years ago, maybe when we were in our teens or in high school. Do you guys remember those days when we totally thought we were overweight, and we look at those pictures now and it's like, are you kidding me? How is a size 2 overweight? But it's that feeling. It's that feeling that we all get. Body image issues are a significant concern for many women, especially as summer is here. We often feel pressured to look a certain way, comparing ourselves to others and feeling inadequate. This insecurity stems from societal expectations, media portrayals, and internalized beliefs about beauty and worth. And so I'm going to open up because I think it's important. And if I'm sharing with you guys these tried and true tips, well, I also want to be honest. And I have struggled with food. Like, I've struggled with weight, but more importantly, I've struggled with food. Like, you guys all know green enchiladas are my go-to, 1,000%. And I've struggled with learning how to eat. And that might sound totally like foreign or stupid or whatever, but I have 1,000% struggled with learning how to eat. So much so that like I would punish myself. Like, well, you know what? Fuck it. You already ate that donut. Why not eat, also that ice cream? Or, you know what? Fuck it. You already ate one enchilada. Why not eat the second enchilada? And it would be things like that, especially whenever we'd go to like carne asadas barbecues, whenever we would go to like any type of party. Like, I was all over food. And I didn't really understand why. Like, I hadn't identified like where that came from. And I was actually in session with one of my clients where I'm over here challenging her and helping her identify, where this unhealthy relationship happened with her. And it was through that I realized, wait a minute, my unhealthy relationship happened with the lack thereof. We didn't have we didn't have all of the snacks in our house. We didn't have all of the food in the house. There were times where we had to go over to my grandma's house to eat. And so whenever we went out, especially like birthday parties or anything, you bet your ass I was all over it. And that I can say is really where my unhealthy relationship with food started. I can't say it was like a particular moment, but that right there is where like I just learned to, I don't know, what do bears do when they like hibernate? They like store, right? They like, I know there's like a better word for it. Um, but they like, what is a word? Like when you like harvest, like not harvest, whatever that goddamn word is. I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. But like whenever we would go somewhere, it was kind of like I would bulk up. I would go ahead and eat as much as possible because I didn't know when it was going to come again. That type of food, that delicious food. I didn't know, my mouth's watering. I don't know why it's starting to salivate, but yeah, like I would get so excited. I'd get so excited. And so when I was there, I would fill my plate and we would go to, God, it was called King's Table. Does anybody remember King's Table? It's like a version of Hometown Buffet, like today's version of Hometown Buffet. But I remember like when we would go, we would pile on our plates. And that right there was like, excuse me, us going to Hometown Buffet, that right there was like something big. Like it was really, really big. And like, I would start off with this. I had like a whole routine. I would start off with salad. I would pile up the salad. And then from the salad, I would go on to the prime rib. Um, and then I would go on to like other chicken, fried foods, macaroni, mashed potatoes. Like it would be on like Donkey Kong. And I remember like getting up and going for seconds, going up for thirds, and then for desserts. I'd pick out things and I was past being full, but it didn't matter. I wanted more because I wanted more of that feeling. You know that feeling when you bite into something and it's just absolute heaven? I wanted more of that. And now that I think about it, that's sort of like an addiction, right? And so for the longest time, I had tried so many different diets. I had hired, trainers. I would do all of the things. Literally I've done all of the things. I feel like I've done all of the things except for being consistent. And it wasn't until I tried something a year ago that I realized, holy shit, this is life changing for me. And it was life changing for me because I was no longer hungry. And I'm not here to like support like diet fads. I'm not here to support any medications or drugs or anything like that. But it was once I'd be able to eat things, and then once I was not even stuffed, but once I was content, I stopped. I'd never done that before. Like, never. I'd keep on going, because I wanted that feeling again. I wanted that feeling over and over. And a lot of you guys are going to have your own opinion about it, and fine, whatever. But to be honest, I really don't give a shit. Here's why. I realized that I had a very unhealthy relationship with food. And you probably, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast episode, you probably also can say that you've had an unhealthy relationship with food. But it was more than that. It was almost as if I needed something or someone to teach me how to eat. And I've been taught like being able to identify your proteins, being able to identify your fats, being able to identify macros, being able to identify your carbs, complex carbs, and whatever the hell other carbs there are. Like I've done all of the things, and I've spent a long time trying to figure it out and coach myself through it. Positive self-talk, challenge distorted thoughts, like not weaponize food, like all of those things. But it was something different. My brain was finally talking to my stomach, and maybe there's a better term for that. I'm not a fucking scientist or, a primary care physician, so I don't know exactly how that works. But I will tell you, like, the minute I would eat, it was like I would eat, I'd get the amount of nutrition that I needed, and then I would stop, and I was fine. I didn't need to finish everything on my plate. I didn't need to, hide, because I did that too. I would like munch on snacks. I would, eat while I was cooking. I could already hear you, Veronica, you don't cook. Get the hell out of here. I cook sometimes. But, and then I would eat more. But of course, the food that I was tasting didn't count. Well, that's at least what I convinced myself. When I would go to conferences or functions, you bet your ass I was close to being first in line. I didn't want a lot of people to touch the food, and I wanted to go ahead and eat it, and I wanted to get like hot food. I didn't want to get cold food. Like, that was just me. And I have to say that through everything that I've learned, I was able to get to this place of where I'm at today, where I'm able to go ahead and eat food, and it's it's not overindulging. It's not this addiction. It's now where I can actually enjoy it and not be pissed off at myself because I ate it. Do any of you guys have that problem where you like eat something and then you're like punishing yourself after, and then you are immediately going on the scale the next day and trying to figure out how you're going to get your life together? That is exactly where I was. Everything would be a punishment. And everything would be a punishment because I was never taught how to eat. Like, as a kid, I was never taught how to have a healthy meal. And it wasn't until I've, hired all of the fitness coaches and trainers that I started to realize, wait a minute, I can get a better handle on this. But I needed more than that. And once I was able to get what I needed, that's when I started realizing how unhealthy my relationship with food was, and how long I struggled with that relationship. And so this podcast episode is more of like, I don't know, I'm hoping that it serves as a form of validation that you're not fucking crazy. Yeah, I have the fuck it's too, or I should say did. Um, but it's also to help you understand, like, it's important not to beat yourself up over this. And don't get me wrong, yeah, I get it. Body image is so important to everybody, and for whatever reasons, right? We all have our own personal reasons. But I want you to really just kind of listen to this podcast and think about when your unhealthy relationship with food or with your body started. Was it because there was a lack of food? Were you limited to a certain amount of food or a certain type of food? And how's that playing out now in your life? How's that playing out now, even with your kids' relationships with their food? Are you pointing out when they don't fit in certain genes? Are you trying to eliminate what they eat and how often they eat or what type of food they eat? Like, I want you to really, really like just, it's more of a self reflection. I want you to really dive deep into looking at where you're currently at. And even if you don't truly know the exact date of when this unhealthy habit started, at least you have something to work with. Listen, many of us struggle to prioritize self care and fitness. You might wonder, why can't I get my ass to the gym? You can easily make time for meetings and clients, but when it comes to working out or eating healthy, excuses abound. This struggle is often linked to deeper issues such as low self worth, lack of motivation, or feeling overwhelmed by other responsibilities. That last one hit so hard for me, that I have so much to do. I can go ahead and go through a training, read a book, attend a meeting, instead of working out. And that's been a problem for me. I finally decided after, again, years of coaching and, all the things, that one of my coaches, she had said, Veronica, I don't give a shit if you work out for 15 minutes. Just put it in your calendar. And I did. I put it in my calendar and it felt like shit. I was like, really, Veronica, you only worked out for 15 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you should have worked out for an hour. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. And there would go my unhealthy relationship with food, and then I would stop working out. And then I started doing it a little bit more. And instead of saying, okay, it's bullshit that you only worked out for 15 minutes, I started switching that over and started paying attention to what it was like when I did work out. And when I work out, that right there is the time where I am literally acting as my best friend. I am talking myself through things. I am literally coaching myself through each rep. Veronica, you got this. You got this. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. And the last thing you want to do is be down here in your garage working out. And you're here. You did it. I am so proud of you. I'm so, so proud of you. Let's go ahead and do 2 more. Okay, you can't feel your arms. Awesome. Let's go ahead and put this down before you put this heavy ass bar, hit this heavy, the bar hits your head. Right. And I noticed, like, holy shit, that right there is when I'm the nicest to myself. I'm not trying to push myself past my limits. And what I mean by that is, yeah, sure, I'm challenging myself, but there's a difference. When I'm challenging myself, I recognize, listen, this is where I'm at. This is where I'd like to be. And can you do 2 more without hurting yourself? Sure. That right there is challenging myself. When I'm pushing myself past my limits, can you fucking feel your arms? No? Okay, put the shit down. Put it down. That right there is pushing myself past my limits. And that right there is unhealthy. And I had to really acknowledge, like, the things that I was doing and how I was going about doing it, what was okay, what was not okay, and how this all really worked for me.
I know looking for the right therapist can be challenging. However, feeling overwhelmed and disconnected is even harder. Life is filled with several twists and turns, some more severe than others. We do our best to handle them as they come and find ourselves at a loss, not knowing what to do or who to turn to. The clinicians here at Outside the Norm Counseling are here to help. We are here to assist you through this time of need. Together, we will identify your strengths and goals and teach you healthy coping skills. Together, we will develop a plan to help you live the life you want to live. Our team is compassionate, genuine, and we take a great deal of pride in providing an empathetic, non-judgmental approach to all of our clients. It's time! You've waited long enough, whether it be for you, your child, or if you're in need of a couple session. We are highly trained clinicians ready to guide you. Schedule an appointment now by calling 951-395-3288. Again, that number is 951-395-3288. We're looking forward to meeting you and being a part of your journey.
And I realized one of the biggest barriers for me was what other people would think. And, like, okay, so if I post that I'm only working out for 15 minutes, are you guys going to give me shit for it? And after a while, it was like, people started telling me, Veronica, holy shit, you worked out today. And it's like, how the fuck you know I work out? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Wait a minute, you guys follow me. And I started realizing, if I'm not going to be a perfect mother, if I'm not going to be a perfect wife, I'm not going to be a perfect Veronica. I don't even know if a perfect Veronica exists. If you see her, tell her I said, what's up? I'm not after her. But it was like, maybe instead of creating these crazy goals, they're so unachievable, because we all know, as high achieving women, we place some really high expectations on ourselves, right? Maybe instead of that, maybe I can truly learn to accept where I'm at right now. And where I'm at right now is I'm in a position where I'm not working out 5 days a week for an hour or 2 hours or whatever the hell everybody else is I'm supposed to do, right? What I realized was working out 2 times out of the week for 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30, that right there is a huge accomplishment because I picked myself over everybody else. That right there is a really huge accomplishment. And I'm going to celebrate that. I'm going to celebrate that to the next level. And I did. Guess what? I got 30 minutes in today and I felt so good. I felt so good because that's exactly what my body needed. Wait a minute. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to what my body needed, not what is needed or expected of me. I'm paying attention to what I decide my body needs and what I am willing to go ahead and adhere to. We often care deeply about what others think because we seek validation and acceptance. Fear of judgment can be a powerful motivator, pushing us to conform to perceived standards of beauty and success. This need for external approval can detract from our ability to focus on what truly matters, our health and happiness. Not only that, if we take it even a step further, that's also one of the reasons why we don't follow through with the majority of the things we want. Instead, we stay stuck, we stay stagnant into all the things we think other people need us to do instead of all the things that we want to do. And don't get me wrong, none of us wake up going, oh my God, I want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and work out. For those of you that do, high five. I'm working on it. But I know that my body feels so good after I work out. And so I stopped paying attention to what other people needed from me and really, really started focusing on what I needed from me. And I needed to start paying more attention to myself than putting out fires all day. Don't get me wrong, it's fun to put out fires because you feel so accomplished. But at the end of the day, that's not my purpose. And if I want to live to be 105 years old, fully Botoxed up with fillers, yes, I can go ahead and still be with Botox and fillers and accept my beauty because I'm preserving it. Then why not listen to it? So first things first, grab a pen and paper if you haven't grabbed one already. There has to be this mindset shift. And I know you've heard it like 50,000 times. Begin by changing your mindset. Focus on health and well-being rather than the appearance. Set realistic goals and celebrate small victories. I really want you to hear me when I say that. So what did you do? What did you do today that you want to go ahead and celebrate? Veronica, I didn't work out. Okay, nobody gives a shit. Let's go ahead and move on to something else. What other things have you done that you're really excited about? Was it that you organized your freaking calendar? Was it that you got rid of all of the post-it notes that are like literally piling up on your desk? Was it the fact that you totally scored with a new client? Like, and you were able to really, really like provide them with the best services ever? Was there something, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, monumentous. Am I saying that word right? And if I'm not, whatever, you know what I mean. Was it something that you felt positive about? Like something where you were like, you know what? I did that. I spent all day Friday reorganizing a stack of papers that I had compiled for some time. And I spent all day Friday, not all day, but within my work time that I scheduled, I spent the entire day doing that. And it felt so good. I could have done, right now we're hiring, and I could have done job postings. I could have done blah, 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 blah. And really organizing, that was a huge victory. Celebrate it. That way, when you start integrating working out, going for walks, eating lunch, fucking celebrate eating lunch. I know most of you skip lunch. And there's times where it's between going pee or eating lunch, and going pee, hello, of course, works. And it wins. Why? For 50,000 reasons. But eating doesn't. I want you guys to celebrate that. If you did in fact have a lunch, or if you worked through lunch, we're not celebrating you working through lunch, by the way. I know. Well, I know you're a high achiever, but that's not taking care of yourself. And I'm totally a hypocrite because I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to be honest because you guys don't come on here for bullshit. All I had today to eat were these nuts. Oh my God. Why are you so dirty? Why are you dirty? For those of you guys that are looking at the video, yes, these peanuts. That's all I've had to eat. And was that treating my body well? No. Did I work out today? Yes. You're not going to have it all together. I don't have it all together. And I'm going to celebrate the victory of I worked out and I had these nuts for lunch. Okay, enough with your dirty minds. There is a mindset shift that happens. It has to happen. Number 2, create a routine, establish a consistent workout and meal plan that fits your lifestyle. Start with manageable steps and gradually increase intensity. Okay, I'm going to call bullshit for this. I'm going to call bullshit. Not all the way. Let's start small. Grab your calendar right now. Veronica, I can't. Bullshit. You're listening to this. Yes, you can. If you're driving, continue driving. You'll come back to this. If you're working out, stop working out. Just kidding. If you're working out, grab your thing as long as you're safe. Don't do anything that's going to cause any, oh my God, why can't I think right now? Oh yeah, that's right. Because all I've had to eat was these nuts. But if you're working out, I don't want you to do anything dangerous. So stop. Go ahead and write this down. I want you to go ahead and in your calendar, I want you to schedule a 15-minute workout. Veronica, are you serious? Yes. I want you to schedule a 15-minute workout. That's it. You're going to stop at 15 minutes. I want you to create a 15-minute workout. That's it. Put it in your calendar. What am I going to do for 15 minutes? I don't know. You want to go for a walk? Go for a walk. If you want to download the body workout app, download a body workout app on YouTube. This has to be something reasonable. It can't be something crazy big because let's be honest, you're not going to do it. So let's start out with going for a walk for 15 minutes. Let's start off small and we'll build it up. We'll slowly build it up. But I want you to choose an activity, whether it's you working out or you meal prepping. I want you to pick one. Don't pick both. I know you're an overachiever and want to do it all perfectly. Go ahead and go on Pinterest, figure out your meal plans. But let's just be honest. We're busy women, really, really busy women. And so us inserting this, it feels like it adds to the plate. And I don't want it to feel that way because we're taking care of ourselves. So pick, if you're meal prepping for 15 minutes, awesome. Maybe it's creating a menu. If you're not going to cook and you want somebody else to cook, even better. But again, I want you to integrate something new, but it has to be fun and enjoyable. Again, something you actually want to do. And if you want to bring people in, hold off on that. Here's why. Because when they give up, you're going to give up. And I'm not saying you're a quitter, but most of us rely on that motivation. And it's easier for us to call it quits when our partners don't follow through. Next step, find enjoyable activities. Choose physical activities you enjoy. Make exercise feel less like a chore and more like a fun part of your body. This is what was really helpful for me. What part of my body do I want to work on first? And I know we're supposed to do the whole body, blah, 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 blah. But for right now, what part of your body do you want to work on? What part do you want to be the focus? And then find an exercise routine that mimics that focus. What do I use? I'm going to find it for you guys just so we're on the same track. I use Body Space, and that's been really helpful for me. I do it. You know when I do it? When I started my plan, that was part of my 15 minutes. Are you kidding, Veronica? You didn't even work for the 15 minutes. You're probably busy looking up a workout plan. You bet your ass. That's exactly what happened. But guess what? The next day or the next week, I already had a workout plan that I was following. So use those 15 minutes to go ahead and find your workout plan or whatever activities you're going to do. Why? When else are you going to do it? With your Post-it notes covering your desk and probably every part of your office. Let's make this realistic. Next, seek support. Surround yourself with supportive friends or join groups with similar fitness goals. Having a support system can boost motivation and accountability. Okay, I want you to do a screen check. Does your friend already work out? Like this is already part of her daily regimen. If this is part of her daily routine, yeah, let's go ahead and hook her up. Let's go ahead and recruit her. But if it's not and you guys are both starting, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Are we really going to go ahead and be supportive friends in a healthy way? Or are we going to go ahead and is this going to die out? We don't want that. We want somebody that's already doing this. And if you don't have anybody, that's okay. That's okay. Send it to me. Let me know when you work out. I'm gonna high five your ass. Hell yeah. Not literally. Not literally. I'm going to definitely high five you. Absolutely. Absolutely. You did it. I'm going to celebrate you like no other. Next one. Professional help. What? Yeah. Professional help. I want you to consider therapy to address any underlying issues that may be hindering your self-care efforts. Therapy can provide valuable insight and strategies to overcome these challenges. Where are you currently at on your fitness journey? Is it a healthy place? Is it not so healthy? Really identifying why. I can easily get you to put this on your calendar. I can easily get you to think about meal prep menus. But you're not doing this for a reason. What are you avoiding? And why are you avoiding it? How long have you been in this space of avoidance? Poor body image and neglecting self-care can lead to stress, anxiety, and burnout. By prioritizing self-care, you can improve your mental and physical health, boost your self-esteem, and lead a more fulfilling life. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and be kind to yourself throughout the process. If you're struggling with putting yourself first and feel like you're on the verge of burnout, it's time to find deeper meaning and take action. Again, consider therapy as a powerful tool to help you navigate these challenges and prioritize your well-being. For more information, go to www.outsidethenormcounseling.com. Thank you for tuning in to Empowered and Unapologetic. Don't forget to subscribe. I can't even say it. Don't forget to subscribe for more empowering content. Stay strong, stay empowered, and until next time, take care of yourself like I am. I'm about to go ahead and eat. I need to eat. It's been a long day. I love you guys. Love, love, love you guys. And like I said, I definitely want to hear from you. Bye for now.
Raise your hand if you are ready to level up your marriage for 2023. Do you find that you're spending your time together with your husband checked out and in front of the TV? I know you're ready for tangible strategies that actually get you results. Reignite the spark in your marriage, have fun, and grow together. Well, I hope you have your hand raised at this minute because I have something special for you. I'm introducing my brand new 6-question marriage predictor quiz that's gonna give you personalized results to catapult you into the next stage of your marriage journey. That means you'll receive the results to where your marriage can get the best help. If you've got just 1 minute, head to veronicacisneros.org/quiz. Again, that's veronicacisneros.org/quiz, and you could take my brand new quiz, Marriage Predictor. Get your results delivered right to your email address. Again, that's veronicacisneros.org/quiz, veronicacisneros.org/quiz. What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now, write a review, rate the episode, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your friends.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support, to helping loved ones, to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.